There's a very important meeting which is going to take place in Turkey. It's about Syria, a political solution. What does the president mean when he says that he's not talking about military solution to Syria? What is his imagination when he's talking about a political solution to Syria?
What President Erdogan has said over and over again is people of Syria should decide about the future of Syria. They need democracy. Let Syrian people establish their political institutions, their political parties, let them have fair elections, and let them rule themselves. We have no intention of either taking any land from Syria or have any of their natural resources or oil into Turkey. We want Syria's richness to belong to people of Syria, and we want stability. We have a saying in Turkish: if your neighbor's house is on fire and if you don't help them put it out, that fire will eventually burn your own home as well. So we're trying to prevent the fire, or at least put off the fire that's in our neighbor's house, because there's unfortunately instability in Syria. They have a dictator who has bombed his own cities, who has bombed his civilian citizens into that, and they have found refuge in other countries. As we speak, as I said earlier, we have 3.5 million Syrians who have found refuge at safe haven here in Turkey. A lot of them are in Lebanon, a lot of them are in other parts of the world, and it's time for them to go back to their country and rebuild their country and make their country a shining star of the Middle East again.
But Syria is many things for many people. I've been to Syria also. It's about various militias from Central Asia who want to have their piece of battle. It's about ethnicity. It's about Shiaism. It's about even the Alawites. It's also about the fact that you have Hezbollah there. It's also about the fact that it's not a one country, and there are parts controlled by ISIS and parts controlled by Taliban, and then you have even Americans in autonomous zones. So, what is the Syria which the world is talking about?
I think you are the best person to explain this to the rest of the world, because you come from a country where there are hundreds of different ethnicities, hundreds of different languages, hundreds of different political and religious views, but they live in peace in India. I think Indian example, Indian lesson should be something all of the countries should draw lessons from. If you guys can live together happily and without wars, without major conflicts, yes, there are disagreements. Some people might love Prime Minister Modi, some people might argue with him or may not respect all of his ideologies or views or religious connotations, but they live in peace. And that's what Syrians can do. They might be Nusayri, Alawite, Sunni, Kurds, Turks, Arabs, all together, but they are people of Syria, and they have to build their country there with their aspirations.
And lastly, before I end this interview, can this problem be solved democratically, or you feel that in future it might lead to emergence of a new geopolitical, a geographical reality in context of the Kurds, sir?
The only constant in life is change. Things change, countries change, borders change, regimes change, leaders change. But we have to understand that people have to feel safe, prosperous. And that's what we want for people of Syria. Hopefully, if there are going to be any changes, it will be for the better, but for the people, not for dictators and not for brutal regimes.
So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your program.
Thank you.